Hello, I'm Heather Williams, and my definition of psychopathology from a Christian worldview would be you know, studying mental illnesses in order to gain an understanding. These mental illnesses affect human beings that God very much loves, and we need to be able to study them in order to help them with their illnesses and to also show Christ's love. These mental illnesses should be viewed no differently than physical illnesses. Our illnesses as human beings happen because of the sin curse that's on the world from Adam and Eve's original sin. According to Lee in the 2017 article, Modeling Illnesses of the Mind, Human Uniqueness Among Other Animals, he states that illness is a human reality, and mental illness is seen as a global reality. This is from page 238 to 239. Lee also points out that if we look in the Bible at Genesis chapter 3, we see the curse upon the earth, due to Adam and Eve's sin. This had a negative effect on humankind as a whole in many different ways, not just our illnesses or mental illnesses. Lee also pointed out that if we look in the book of Romans in chapter 8, Paul discussed that there's suffering that humans will endure from a time. This is the reason that creation is groaning right now and waiting for a time when our bodies will be made perfect and the earth will be made perfect. So when we look at psychopathology or abnormality, from a secular worldview, there's a lot of people that are just, studying it, just out of curiosity, and not really the way that as a Christian worldview we would study it in order to be able to help people. So it's viewed as much differently. It's also not viewed in the context of having happened because of the sin curse on the earth. It's viewed, in a lot of different ways that have nothing to do, with the Bible or with God. It's viewed as something that, of course, people are born with, which as Christians, we don't deny that. We do realize that there's a genetic component to mental illness. There's an environmental component, but there's also a spiritual component, that we all have. We're all created in God's image, and we are created to worship Him. And when something happens to us that prevents us from being able to do so, that breaks the heart of God. And that's why, from a Christian perspective, we're here to help people and not just have them in a lab to study just because we enjoy studying people, or just out of curiosity, or even, as was talked about in our text from this week, when they talked about, having people in cages, so to speak. They were in hospitals, but they were, they would allow people to, pay to come and look around. I mean, it was a spectacle. So we view that much differently as Christians, and we should view it much differently as Christians. Thank you.